Long time no see, guys. How's it going? And I'm finally here to drop a new video, but this video isn't going to be a skit. It's not going to be about Smash. It's not going to be about anything related to, usually what I make videos about. Instead, I'm dropping a review on a game that, to my surprise, actually has become one of my favorite games, period. So I know you guys probably know the Dynasty Warriors series. Those games have been coming out for many years. I knew about Dynasty Warriors, but I wasn't really like a fan. Granted, I feel like I've only played it maybe once because someone had it, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna play. I think it was on the PSP, to my knowledge, if I'm remembering correctly at least. But I don't know. I guess it didn't really stick with me, right? So then, fast forward years later, you have Hyrule Warriors that comes out for the Nintendo Wii U and 3DS, and basically Nintendo just slaps their IPs onto the Dynasty Warriors series. Boom, we got a game, let's go. And I watched Tear Bear, if you guys remember him, he's a Smash 4 player, Captain Falcon. He would play that game a lot. Almost as if he was addicted to it, like he was hooked. And I couldn't understand why, because it just seemed like a, hack and slash game. I thought maybe it would get repetitive at some point, but Tear Bear kept playing that game religiously. Fast forward, more time, Fire Emblem Warriors for the Nintendo Switch comes out, and guys, let me tell you something, man. Shout outs to Nintendo for sending over the product to me. I greatly appreciate that. They provided it for me, so I was able to play it. And I think that that is my favorite game on the Switch right now. My favorite game, and if you saw my review before about Mario X Rabbids Kingdom Battle, that was my favorite game for the Switch. I think it's safe to say that it's changed, even though that game is still amazing. Fire Emblem Warriors is a game where I have not been able to put it down, like quite literally. I actually decided to release this review after I beat the game because I knew that I was gonna beat it before I even made a video about it, because I was just playing it that much. And let's actually just jump into what makes the game special. And I'm first off going to tackle the fact that the Switch is such it's a portable device, right? So you have the ability to play it during almost any downtime. Like, there are times where I'm playing other games, and if I'm waiting in queue or waiting for the game to load up, turn it on, crank it on, get right to the game. Like, I just play Fire Emblem Warriors during the downtime. I'm in an Uber ride going somewhere, I'm playing Fire Emblem Warriors. The game does not require you to commit severely, certain games, like let's say Smash, right? We have to commit to the match, pretty much. You don't want to pause that match, especially if you're playing with another person, because it literally throws off the flow of the game, right? You want to finish that. That's the kind of game you just go from start to finish. Fire Emblem Warriors can literally be paused in the middle of a mission, no problem. You can get back to it at any point. I think that's amazing, because it's such a great time killer, and not only that, it is such an engaging game. I thought that Fire Emblem Warriors at first was going to be like a typical hack and slash game. You just plow through enemies, and to some degree, it definitely does live up to that. It is a hack and slash game where you're plowing through enemies most of the time, but it has many different systems that feel rewarding, such as the Crest Market system, where you're able to all the things that you loot from enemies, you're able to craft them into, special abilities, or to up your attack, learn new attacks, increase your defense, or even special things like raise your class, similar to, the standard Fire Emblem games, where when you reach a certain level, you can actually upgrade to a whole new class rank. I love that they ported over the things that make Fire Emblem, such a unique classical series, over into the Fire Emblem Warriors series. They didn't just keep it at, the standard hack and slash Dynasty Warrior kind of feel. They actually added elements over from the game. And I can't talk about Hyrule Warriors because I didn't play it, but from what I was told, it's kind of like a similar case in that game as well. But another thing that I really like about Fire Emblem Warriors, of course, is the cast. They took a good portion of, really popular characters, not just from the new Fire Emblem games, but they went back in time. and took characters and, you know, cast members from the really old classical Fire Emblem games that some of us that are new to the franchise, such as myself, weren't really introduced to in the past, you know? Not only that, I feel like it's hard to really generate a story out of a hack and slash game such as this one, but I feel like they did a very good job not only creating a story out of the dynamic that the game presents itself in, but they created a story with all these heroes from all these different times and different installments in the franchise, and they meshed it so well together. It didn't feel forced. And I quite frankly appreciated that as well, because I got to learn more about those characters that I never met before. And it makes me want to go and play the old Fire Emblem games, to be honest, so I can understand and have more of a bond with those characters. I'm personally happy because Camilla's in the game, you already know. I do wish that Tharja was playable. No reason, but you know, I got Camilla, so we good. Lucina, of course, I knew she would be in the game. Who do I use a lot? Lucina, Liana, you know, she's like the main character. Let's see, Chrom, Marth, yeah. So you guys are probably like, yo man, NAKAT, you playing all the generic characters, man? Quiet, alright? Like I said, I'm not too familiar with the old characters. But, of course, Fire Emblem Warriors has become my favorite game on Nintendo Switch that's out currently. And I just want to keep playing it because even after you end game, you unlock Lunatic Mode, so you can go back, beat the game on Lunatic Mode. The game makes me want to 100% it. It makes me want to get everything. There are collectibles in the game that you can get, such as Anna Scrolls, and to be quite frank, there's just so much content, and then there's DLC coming out for the game as well, that I feel like Nintendo did a really good job at flourishing out this game. And I would definitely recommend it to anyone who is new to the Dynasty Warriors series and anyone who is familiar with the Dynasty Warriors series, because I feel like this game has a place for everybody and it has something to offer everybody. Because even if you're not used to the Dynasty Warriors style feel of gaming, you literally have a cast of characters and a franchise that is so staple in Nintendo's history that you become attached to it anyway, just from the sole fact that you recognize and you know, have some kind of emotional connection to those IPs from the Fire Emblem franchise. And then people that, you know, love Dynasty Warrior games, this is just, it's like an extra added boost, right? Even if you don't even know Fire Emblem characters, you still have the game that you like, the style that you like, so you get to know those characters as well. I generally love crossovers. Hell, I'm a Smash Brothers player, right? So I think that this was just a perfect way to go about it. And not only that, it makes me really excited to see where Nintendo can go with these crossover Dynasty Warrior type games. We have Hyrule, we have Fire Emblem. What could they possibly do next? What Nintendo franchise can they take and turn it into a game such as that? Star Fox maybe? Who knows? But I think the future is looking really bright for this kind of series, and I hope to see more installments pretty soon in the future, because those will be day one purchases for me, and Nintendo has done a great job at making me a fan. Again, thank you Nintendo for providing Fire Emblem Warriors for me to not only review, but to also have the pleasure of enjoying and playing. I hope this gives you guys some insight on the game, and I hope that you guys eventually do pick it up. Take it easy. You all have a great day. Let me know what you think of the game in the comment section below. Deuces.